Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only Zach Knapp of Brighton Wrestling. Zach, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Doing good. First off, welcome back to the show, and just talk about how this season's going for you guys. It's off to a good start.
Yeah, so far we have beat the number 5 ranked Clarkston this past Wednesday, and then we had 11 of our varsity guys go out to the Grappler Gold Invite this past weekend, and we had 10 of them place. So our team is very young and sophomore heavy, but we're looking good this year. Very excited for the season to go.
And what's it like to just be part of a young team? I know a lot of experience left, last year. But of course, a lot of people are expecting, big things out of you and a lot of your teammates. But what has it been like this season?
So it's been a little tough with a younger program. We obviously have things that we have to capitalize on and work on, but when people are younger, it's easier for them to adapt to the ways that the room is wrestling. And so because of that, our room has been very good when practices are happening. So it's very on and off sometimes because we had in the first week we had a lot of wrestlers. And then after the first week we had some drop out because it was too tough for them. But the ones who stayed are really keeping their nose to the ground and just grinding out. So it's very nice for that to happen.
Yeah. Okay. So kind of going into this season for you. I mean, what is it just like to to be a senior and kind of lead this group of guys?
So being a senior on this team is a little scary if I'm being honest. Not ready for high school to be over, but very so far enjoying it. Leading these guys has been an amazing time so far. Last year I was a captain. This year I was just named a captain as well. Keeping the room in a good high level intensity and heads held high is always a good thing. So when I do that, it makes me feel really good to help know that I'm helping out the younger guys keep their heads up. So yeah.
So going into I know you got a couple of big invites coming up, of course. The Manning View tournament, of course. What's that like to be a part of? I know I know that his son Miles puts that event together every year. Obviously, he's
Yeah.
always around the program, but
Yes.
what was that like? Just going to be part of that, and then heading in. We'll just kind of preview these next few weeks before Christmas break.
Okay, so I have not been able to wrestle in the Manning View except for one time. Last year I got stitches in my head or staples in my head actually from Grappler Golden Fight. I um wasn't able to make it out that day. Uh and then the year before I had the really bad flu. Um or freshman year I had the really bad flu, and then sophomore year I was able to wrestle in it. But yeah, so it's a very nice environment. This year we're having only about 5 teams, I'm pretty sure. But it's gonna be a good day. And then for past that, we have not really much going on other than quads against KLAA teams. Um, and we have number 7 ranked Rockford coming up this week, which is going to be a tough match to go against. So that is going to be something that we're looking forward to. And then the Manning View. And then after that, I'm pretty sure we have another quad. And then that's Christmas after that. So we don't get back on the mat. Well, we're always on the mat during Christmas break, but we're not back to the competition until either, I want to say the 6th, which is the Detroit Catholic Central invite. So yeah, that's what's coming up in these next couple of weeks.
Yeah. Okay, so wrestling's always an interesting sport because the team could be doing well, or you lost your match, or the team's not really doing well, but you did really well and won your match. And it's something we were kind of talking about before we started this. What was how do you handle that?
So one way I gotta handle it is I gotta bring my level and energy down to the teammates, and then I gotta bring them up from there. So whenever the team's quiet on the bench, I start to get them going. Like against Clarkston this past week, at first we were a little quiet, and then all of a sudden we got a pin, and everyone went wild on the bench, and then we just kept that energy the rest of the time. And it was just we always have to keep high energy for the person out there to do good as well. Knowing that they have their team in their back pocket, cheering them on. So it's always nice for that.
Yeah. Okay, so going into this, you know, this season for you, what do you want to most kind of remember and kind of do this year? Because this is the KLA is going to be a really really tough league. Um,
Yeah.
what are some of the big goals that you have this season?
So one of my big goals is being a state champ. Um, this past weekend I wrestled at Grappler Gold Invite. I took second. I lost to the D4 two-time state champ, Sebastian Martinez, out of Gabriel Richard. He's going to be a junior this year, so he's a really tough opponent. But I beat a lot of good guys this past weekend as well. So one of my big goals, like I said, is being a state champ, and also I want to be a KLAA champ as well. So that's the week before individual districts. So I want to come out on top for that as well.
Yeah.
So,
So this is okay. Let me ask you this: like, how do you like mentally get ready for a match?
so mentally, it's a little tough. I actually went over this with my coach yesterday, actually. Um, so what I have to do is I have to keep my mind right by like focusing on the music I'm listening to, knowing what I'm gonna do before going into the match. Also like hand fighting with myself, shadow wrestling, stuff like that. Um, really helps me get into the zone that I need to be when I go out on the mat. So yeah.
Okay. Let's is there like a set playlist you okay, what is on Zach's playlist that you is there like a set song that you listen to, or is it just like anything?
It's kind of anything at all because I really enjoy the Christmas time. So in the car, I'm usually listening to Christmas music. And then when I get to the tournaments, I'm like, oh shoot, what am I supposed to listen to? So I just put on like today's best rap on Spotify and stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Um yeah, okay. So, you know, what are, some of the things that you kind of what would it kind of mean to you to kind of, accomplish some of the things that you want to do, this year on the team side and on the individual side?
so we have not made it to team state in 4 or 3 years. I've not been a part of a team state experience yet, and I'm really looking forward to being a part of that. And that's one really big goal that me and the team have, obviously, is to make it to team states and just experience that level of intensity and energy. Um, and also like same with individual stuff. Coming out on top is also a big goal, and I just want to keep my head down and focus on that, and just hopefully come out on top when I need to.
All right. Let's get to know you a little bit, Zach. How about that?
All right.
Okay. All right. Favorite what is what's a memorable match that you've had?
So a memorable match would probably be last year against Lowell when I beat the number 4 ranked 157 pounder from D2. Like I said earlier, it was an assembly duel. Uh, and it was just really cool for the environment and winning it. And when everyone just started to quiet down after I won was pretty spectacular. So that was probably one of my most memorable matches.
Okay. Favorite athlete growing up. This can be in any sport.
All right, so my favorite athlete would have to be Tom Brady. I also played football when I was younger,
Yeah.
and he was just someone who I looked up to. So yeah,
Okay. Favorite song.
favorite song. I'm a really big Zach Bryan fan, and his not EP, but his newest album. I really like a lot of the songs out of there. One of my favorites is Hey Driver, uh, and I Remember Everything. So,
Yeah. And finally, what is an interesting fact about yourself that people might not know?
so I play guitar a little bit. So that's kind of a hobby I picked up over the past year. And it's been almost a year to the day where I got my guitar for Christmas last year,
Yeah.
and I'm really enjoying it. During the season, it's hard to pull it out, but I actually was about to play. I'm about to play it after this, so I'm excited for that.
All right. Well, Zach, thank you so much for the time as always. We'll
Yeah.
we'll probably talk to you probably midway or later in the year.
All right. Sounds good.